As you know, diversification or spreading your investments over a range of securities or industries is a risk management practice to ensure that your portfolio can withstand market volatility. But one has to be careful of how to diversify into different investment classes. Overexposing or underexposing your portfolio to any one asset might expose you to greater investment risk and hence result in lesser income. This is where asset allocation comes in. It refers to the addition of a balanced mix of asset classes in your portfolio according to your risk tolerance, goals, and investment time horizon. Think of a game of chess. Would you be able to win if your game was made up of only knights? Not at all. To have a good chance of winning, you would want a team that comprises of players with different strengths and skills so that they can balance out each other's weaknesses when required. Just like a chess game requires different pieces that can move in different ways, your portfolio requires a good mix of equity, debt, cash, and other asset classes, each with specific roles to play in your portfolio. For example, equities can help you generate high returns over time, but also involve risk. Debt, on the other hand, helps add stability to your portfolio, but only offers limited returns at low risk. Cash in the bank may give you a sense of security, but doesn't earn much interest, especially given the menace of inflation. To have a strong portfolio, it is important you realize the vital role each asset class plays. And while you may want to chase high returns and invest in equity, don't underestimate the need for debt in your portfolio for capital protection. Now, there is no fixed formula for deciding your portfolio's asset allocation. It depends on a combination of your risk profile and your financial goals that you want to achieve. Your risk profile, in turn, is determined by a combination of your capacity to take risk, your willingness to take risk, and the actual required risk for you to achieve your goals. But why should you take risk at all? This is because risk and returns are two sides of the same coin. If you want higher returns, you need to be willing to take on higher risk, of course, while being able to manage it well. Remember that risk is essentially the price you are willing to pay to gain from an opportunity. Often, your risk capacity and your tolerance to risk may not be in sync. Suppose your income is highly stable and you have job security. You may find yourself in a position where you can actually take on higher risk, which means your risk capacity is now higher. However, if you're generally the kind of person who gets easily upset with temporary erosions of your investment value, your risk tolerance will be low. The right balance between risk capacity, tolerance, and the need to take risk should determine your investment choices and consequently your asset allocation. Let us go back to asset allocation within an investment portfolio. The proportion of each asset you add to your portfolio should vary according to your risk profile. Now, an important aspect is rebalancing your portfolio's asset allocation when required. Let us say that you are a medium risk profile person, and in a given period, your chosen equity assets performed well and increased in value. This would mean that despite no additional investment from you, equity will now form a larger part of your portfolio. In fact, with market movements, your holdings across various assets may breach their stipulated upper or lower limits. This may increase the risk you're exposed to without you even realizing it. Therefore, your portfolio will need to be rebalanced to the allocation that you wanted initially. To rebalance this portfolio, you will now need to either reduce your equity investments or increase your investment in debt or the other asset classes until the asset allocation falls within your originally assigned limits. Asset allocation helps you control investment risk while ensuring that you participate in the benefits offered by different asset classes. All it requires is discipline. So, ensuring that your portfolio's asset allocation remains consistent and well-planned will help you earn good returns over the long term, and that too at well-managed levels of risk. Remember, your asset allocation pattern is not cast in stone. It could change with a change in your risk profile, a change in your income and expenditure pattern, changes in financial commitments, life stage, etc. Which is why you must review your asset allocation periodically in consultation with your investment advisor and rebalance if required. In conclusion, A well-diversified portfolio needs an asset allocation pattern that optimizes your portfolio's risk-return characteristics. An easy way for you to benefit from asset allocation is by investing in mutual funds. They offer you the inbuilt advantage of investing in a combination of different asset classes, along with an expert constantly reviewing the portfolio and maintaining the right balance among assets. You can consult your investment advisor to know the right type of fund that is suitable for you. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.